The Weeknd is crying foul after being snubbed by the Grammys. The singer has been collecting awards at the VMAs and AMAs with his now signature bloodied and bandaged face. That's in ode to his Blinding Lights music video. But when the Grammy nominations were announced yesterday, the singer was completely shut out. He took his frustration out on social media, writing, quote, "The Grammys remain corrupt. You owe me, my fans, and the industry transparency." According to TMZ, things with the Grammys and The Weeknd got heated after he was told he could not perform at both the award show and the Super Bowl. But the Recording Academy says that's not true and says voting in all categories was done well before The Weeknd was announced as the Super Bowl headliner. All right, Jeff, do you think that he's being a sore loser? Does he have a point? What do you make of this?
Listen, he's a fantastic artist. I don't want to knock him at all because he is great. But we are at a point where I talked about America being soft. We want to complain about things that we don't have instead of appreciate things that we do have. And these are the times that we need to think about this. I don't mean to get too philosophical around the holidays, but he's performing at the Super Bowl for the halftime Weeknd show. It's like, man, be happy that you're doing that. I understand that he's not at the VMAs or AMAs, but he hasn't had a hit in a long time.
No, that's not true. His recent album and his singles are probably the most critically and commercially acclaimed music in the last year and a half, according to different music experts, according to Billboard magazine. And so when he was winning, literally scooping up awards left and right from these recent award shows, all of a sudden to be left off of the Grammys, it wreaked suspicion. And the Grammys is no stranger to controversy. So a lot of people were defensive for him. I don't blame him, Erica. I really don't, because if he feels like, okay, I have all this success, and then all of a sudden, according to his sources, they had some sort of a conflict where, according to the sources, they did not want him to perform at the Super Bowl if he was going to perform at the Grammys, because that would water down their promotion because they're a week apart. I understand that he feels wronged here, and if he does, why not sing it from the rooftops?
I agree to an extent. I do think that the Grammys needs transparency, but we've been having this conversation for quite some time, especially because the Grammys has a history of snubbing artists and artists of color and females, and there was cries from industry and fans alike to have more transparency in how these decisions are being made. They were accused of corruption, but I think the thing that people are having problems with right now is that The Weeknd's cry seems very self-serving, and I can understand because it's about him and his music and his fans. I think if we just called for transparency across the board, then there wouldn't be as much backlash coming towards him right now.
My only issue with having more transparency, is that you might embarrass some artists. Because if they show how many votes each person got, if somebody's got to be last, and if somebody has significantly less, I do think that would be embarrassing to somebody. And I do think, just like, hey, this person won and we don't know how everybody else did, I think is a more kind of humane way to do it. But if this continues to happen, I guess we might have to have some transparency. But who got snubbed is almost a discussion in itself with everything.
But what if you
MVP
were wronged,
in football?
period? What if you were set to perform a Netflix special, and then for some reason there was some sort of conflict that it would have coincided with some other big event, and you were literally set, like he was supposed to perform at the Grammys. Then all of a sudden you commit to this other, this is his case. Then you commit to this other event,
I'm
and then they tell you, no.
It's a failure in promotion. If you can't promote the fact that the person performing at the Super Bowl is going to be on your show, then you need a new promoter. That's on them.
Well, we'll see what happens. There's a lot of different sides to this story coming up.